Long ago, the universe was a boundless expanse of harmony, governed by the supreme gods, celestial beings who shaped creation with wisdom and balance. Their domain, Silangoran, stood as a beacon of order, where stars were born and galaxies thrived beneath their watchful gaze. Rarely did they interfere with the affairs of the lower realms, allowing civilizations to rise and flourish on their own. For eons, peace reigned, and the cosmos pulsed with the quiet hum of equilibrium. But peace was never meant to last. From the void beyond the known universe, they came. The Furies, cosmic wanderers, refugees from a realm consumed by a cataclysm beyond imagining. They were beings of immense power, driven by an insatiable hunger for dominion. At their helm stood Nyim-Aba the Devourer, a warlord who wielded the power of collapsing stars in the fury of worlds long forgotten. Like a storm, the Furies swept through the universe, conquering star systems and bending entire civilizations to their will. The supreme gods watched in silence, bound by their ancient laws of non-interference. They feared that should they act, the chaos would spread beyond control, and so they retreated, sealing themselves within the hidden sanctum of Aetheris. Without opposition, the Furies carved a path of ruin, enslaving races, reshaping planets, and remaking the cosmos in their image. Yet for all their power, they were not invincible. It began as a whisper among their ranks, a quiet doubt, a shadow of discord. The Furies had never been a single race, but an alliance of powerful beings from countless conquered worlds. As their empire expanded, so too did their ambitions, their desires diverging like cracks in ancient stone. The factions emerged, the Black Furies, led by Chinxingwa the Shadow, wielding the power of darkness and mystery. The White Furies, under Mwanga the Radiant, seeking to rule through light and purity. The Blue Furies, commanded by Thalassa the Abyssal, with dominion over the tides of space. And the Red Furies, ruled by Ignis the Inferno, whose wrath was fire and destruction. For centuries, they had stood united under Nyim-Aba's rule, but now unity turned to ambition, ambition to conflict. Who among them was truly fit to lead? Who was the Supreme Fury? The question ignited war. Not against their enemies, but against each other. Across the cosmos, battles raged. Suns imploded, entire worlds were unmade, and the empire that had once swallowed the universe began to devour itself. It was in the midst of this war that a decision was made, one that would alter the fate of existence. The Furies could not destroy one another without bringing about their own extinction. So, they chose exile. Each faction would carve out its own dominion, far from the others, ruling as it saw fit. The Black Furies vanished into the obsidian expanse, a place where even light dared not enter. The White Furies claimed the luminous veil, a region of ever-burning stars. The Blue Furies drifted into the azure abyss, an ocean of lost planets and endless storms. The Red Furies built their empire in the Crimson Inferno, where molten worlds burned in the shadows of dying suns. With them, they took their slaves. Races conquered in the wars, reshaped in the image of their masters. Generations passed, and these beings evolved, bound to the essence of their fury overlords. Far beyond the warring factions, the supreme gods remained in silent vigil, watching as the cosmos fractured. They mourned the suffering of creation, but still refused to act, believing balance would return in time. But the universe did not forget, nor did it forgive. Among the ruins of broken civilizations, whispers carried through the void, a prophecy passed from one dying world to the next. A being would rise, one who would bring unity where there was only division, a force neither fury nor slave, but something more. Some believed it would be a mortal who defied fate itself. Others claimed a fury would break their chains and turn against their own kind. None could say for certain, but all knew this: when the unifier rose, the universe would tremble, and the supreme gods would have no choice but to act. The universe had never witnessed such a cunning and patient scheme as that of the Black Furies. Unlike the others, they understood that true power was not just about conquest, it was about control. They knew that owning both light and darkness would grant them ultimate balance, making them superior to all. But brute force alone would not win them such power. So they devised a plan that required time, secrecy, and deception. Under the guise of the enslaved, the Black Furies infiltrated the domain of the White Furies. Their disguise was flawless. No one suspected that they were anything but refugees from war. They became citizens, blending in, setting up businesses and opening establishments that catered to the leisure of White Fury men. Among these, the most popular were lavish clubs where powerful men drank exotic wines, relaxed, and indulged in pleasures they believed were their right. The Black Furies, women played a crucial role in this deception. They became sought-after companions, drawing the White Furies into their embrace. But what seemed like casual unions had a far deeper purpose. The women collected the essence of these powerful beings and secretly sent it back to their home world. There, it was used in a twisted experiment. Black Fury females were infused with this stolen power, birthing a new generation that carried the ability to wield both light and darkness. With their success in the White Fury lands, the Black Furies expanded their plan. They infiltrated the domains of the Blue Furies, the Masters of Water, and the Red Furies, the Lords of Fire and Stars. The same deception unfolded. They became part of society, gained trust, and seduced their way into acquiring the very essence of their enemies. Each time, their stolen power was returned to their home, where new Black Fury children were born with abilities they had never possessed before. Their once barren world was now complete, bright with light, flowing with water, and filled with the energy of stars. The Black Furies had everything, and the others, they were beginning to wither. The decline was slow but undeniable. White Fury men, drained of their energy, struggled to perform their duties. Their cities dimmed, their power faltered. The Blue Furies found their oceans less vibrant, their storms weaker. The Red Furies noticed their stars flickering, their flames dulling. No one understood why. Priests and scholars whispered that the gods were punishing them for their past sins, for enslaving races, for fighting among themselves. Fear spread, and soon half the universe was in panic. A great council was called. Rulers from every Fury domain were summoned to discuss this crisis, to uncover its cause. Messengers were sent to every planet requesting the presence of all leaders. But when the envoys reached the Black Furies' planet, they were denied entry. Not only that, the Black Furies refused to acknowledge the crisis at all. That was when suspicion turned into certainty. The council launched an investigation, sending spies into the Black Fury lands. What they discovered was unthinkable. The Black Furies had stolen everything. Their planet was thriving, overflowing with the very power the others had lost. Their deception had been perfect, their patience unwavering, and now they stood as the most powerful race in existence. Rage spread like wildfire. The Furies, once divided, united for the first time. Their pride, their very existence, had been threatened. They planned their retaliation carefully, gathering their forces for war. They would reclaim what was rightfully theirs. When the battle began, it was unlike any before. The Black Furies were prepared. They had built their strength in secret for centuries. Their warriors wielded both light and darkness, their power unmatched. But the others had sheer numbers and determination. The war raged across the stars, destroying planets, tearing through space itself. The battle lasted for ages, with neither side willing to surrender. The cost was devastating. Worlds burned, entire cities vanished, and countless beings perished. But in the end, the Black Furies fell. Their planet was overrun, their people slaughtered. Few escaped, mostly children and a handful of warriors who went into hiding. The surviving leaders were captured, frozen in prisons of pure energy, and cast into the far reaches of the galaxy, each locked away separately so they could never rise again. The war had taken its toll. Even the victorious Furies suffered greatly. Their planets lay in ruins, their people broken. It would take ages to rebuild, but peace had returned, at least for now. Yet among the stars where the frozen bodies of the Black Furies drifted in silence, something stirred. A force unseen waiting, watching. The story was not over.
My lord, the Furies have destroyed each other. Their universe is gone, and the Black Furies are no more. But a new power has appeared. We do not know its origin, yet it has fallen onto the blue planet called Earth. Shall we watch, or act before it grows stronger?